Dude, I didn't know that koalas came in brown varieties.
Dude, you thought that they were just... you thought they were all straight gray koalas?
That's exactly what I thought. I thought all koalas were gray as fuck, dude.
All the uniformed koalas in their little fucking tuxedos.
Yeah.
Little gray tuxedos.
Well, they're actually called drop bears, bro. Whoa, look at this fucking giraffe, dude. This boy has got the motherfucking gut.
Oh, he's got the motherfucking gut. He's motherfucking spread, and we got a cheetah too. Look at this
cheetah
shit.
Kind of looks like a bench.
Look at this shit.
Looks like I can sit on the middle of its torso.
Welcome back to Mom Said It's My Turn on the Podcast, episode 22. We're here with Adam.
Yeah, we're here with Logan as well.
P Money's gonna be here in a little bit, and we're watching the fucking animals. We're here. We got the Nat Geo pulled up or some shit like that. And there's a cheetah chilling here.
Yeah, man.
In the plains, in the savannah.
And then we in the savannah.
I love this. Well, look at him fucking stride through the bamboo.
But it's the same cheetah.
Oh, are you sure it's the same? What is that?
I don't know, but it's got a good rack on it. I'll tell you what.
Dude, it's like a kudu or some shit, bro.
It has very large
like a dingo.
antlers. Yeah, man, look at that.
You got dingo balls. How you been, Adam?
How'd you see its balls, dude? I don't see any balls.
Well, you gotta wait for it to fucking... there it is.
There they are. There's the balls.
You gotta wait for it to, like, line up to you, bro.
Dude, it's still got the... Its antlers are still fuzzy, though.
What is that? Like a lynx or like a bobcat or some shit?
That's a lynx, my friend.
Well, you know, because it's got the ear tassels?
I only know that from Monsters vs. Aliens. There was a lynx, I'm pretty sure.
I haven't seen that.
I don't actually think there was. There's like this character who is like he was like a fish man, and they called him the lynx for some reason, but he was like a fish.
You know,
so I actually have no idea if that was a bobcat or a lynx. It could have been a bobcat.
It's all about the creative liberties with Monsters vs. Aliens, apparently. Whether it's a bobcat or a lynx, who knows? I remember when we were really little, we used to live like next to like this dude who was like a retired like FBI agent, and he just had probably like 100 acres like in the middle of nowhere, right? Because we already lived like kind of out in the country, and we're sitting there, and there was like a turtle in the yard, right? And so we were like fucking around with the motherfucking turtle. It was me and my sister, and my mom, and we were kind of
like a tortoise.
It was like a box turtle.
What the fuck is that?
I mean, we can Google it, we can pull it up, but for the purposes of the story, it looks like a fucking turtle.
Like with legs or with fins?
With
Flippers.
legs.
Okay,
with
so
legs.
a tortoise.
And he was like probably like, I don't know, like give me like one of those. Like he's like dinner plates.
Football size.
Yeah, like football dinner plate. Like he was
pretty big.
Not like a little Red slider that you see in the store. Like he's like a solid turtle. Right?
I don't know this turtle lingo that you're pulling out.
He's like a good, solid, average turtle, right? And so we're sitting there, we're fucking with the turtle, as you do. We're watching him meander through the grass.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a deer hops the fucking fence and bolts through the lawn. We're like, what the fuck? The dogs start going crazy. My mom's like, we're going inside. We're like, okay. As we're moving to go inside, after playing with the turtle and seeing the deer jump through the yard, right behind the deer, boom, a bobcat flies through the fucking fence, bolts it straight through the yard. So on the same day...
Steps on the turtle.
No, the turtle was just like watching the whole thing happen like we were. So on the same day, we had a turtle, a deer, and a bobcat, and like the dogs and shit. Like all in the fucking yard. We just had like a whole zoo, and I'll just always remember that day.
Damn, son.
As the zoo in the yard.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
So I used to go to this summer camp.
Yeah.
And so I was also a camp counselor there. Mm-hmm. P Money in the house. Welcome P Money to the podcast. You get a lapel mic, I'm pretty sure. Here, scoot, move this chair up.
Perfect. And we're back. Welcome P Money.
That was a clapper.
Hello. I'm happy to be here for my return to the podcast.
Right?
Swag, let's go.
It's so fun.
You know, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Here on the Momscast, episode 22.
Wow.
It's been a long run.
It really has.
Man, it's been a trip, dude. It's been a trip.
It has. But, you know, we're here. We're looking at the giraffes in the savannah.
Dude,
here on our little National Geographic
How do those
situation.
trees get there, by the way? And why the fuck is it so flat?
I will say, it felt like just yesterday I was listening to episode 2, thought this was the best podcast of all time, became Momscast #1 fan, and then proceeded to weasel my way onto the show somehow.
I don't know how you do it,
there we
honestly.
go.
You know, it's a very popular podcast. There's a lot of people fighting as contenders to be on here. It's an arena, really.
Fighting off females every day, Logan.
You know? I respect that.
We are. I mean, you ever check the official Momcast? Our manager, actually.
Yeah.
Have they ever told you about like the demands that we're getting for people to be on here? It's out of this world.
I would believe that. You know?
It's interstellar, really.
There's a lot of people that want to be here, and P Money just advocated for herself to get on here.
Yeah.
And P money.
That's how you navigate your way through life.
Really, you have to.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's all about that hustle.
Yeah, that's, do I know anything about ducks? No. Am I now a treasurer? Sure.
Yes.
Exactly.
Are you the treasurer for Ducks Unlimited?
I am.
Fort Collins branch?
For the CSU branch.
CSU.
Yes. A mandatory shout out, if this happens to come out before April 15th, you should come to our banquet. We have, for only $20, unlimited beer and you get a souvenir glass. We have student ticket pricing. We have raffles, games. My father is constructing an entire duck shooting game where you can win golden rubber ducks. So,
do you, as a member of the Ducks Unlimited, do you advocate for the shooting and killing of ducks?
I will say, I came into college diehard against hunting. I thought it was really sad. But now, with my major and everything, I'm learning that, hunting, well regulated, not that bad. I don't think I could take an animal's life personally.
Fair.
But, hunted meat is the most sustainable form of meat consumption. So
it's true.
From a vegetarian, I think that's as good of an endorsement as one can get. Also, because because most of the funding for conservation comes from hunting and fishing. So
it works out.
Yeah.
Works out at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. My perspective is we always been living off the land to some extent.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with going back to our roots. Right?
Yeah, man. And plus, it's I don't know. I feel like it's like a natural instinct sometimes for some people.
Hunters and gatherers, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I want to hunt. I want to try it out. I want to see how it is.
I haven't been on a hunt before, but my dad's a huge hunter. He'll go every year.
Oh yeah. I got a buddy who always hunts. He always tells us about it. Some geology dude.
Really?
Yeah.
My dad will go all over the damn country. I think most recently he did Canada.
Interesting.
And he went up there and he likes to bow hunt. And so they'll literally be stalking through the grass. He'll tell me stories, and it's you take 5 minutes to move one arm, and then take 5 minutes to move one arm, and then your leg, and then your leg, and you're belly deep through the grass that's probably I don't know, a meter tall. But you're you stalk all the way up to where you're here to the cardboard box. You're 5, 10, 7 feet away from a bunch of sleeping deer.
Wow.
And you just pop up and
it's meditative.
I can see why that is a very sustainable way.
Yeah.
Extremely sustainable.
Yeah.
Extremely sustainable.
Yeah, take what you need.
For one kill, you're out there for days and days.
Dude,
and
I'm trying to get a big gun.
Yeah.
So I know that's, I don't know, because the thing about hunting is I wouldn't trust myself bow hunting because I don't know how to shoot a bow, dude. I don't know if I'd be able to take it down in one shot.
Well, we're auctioning off
effectively.
A bow hunt, so
there you go.
There you go.
Hunt the ducks with bows.
I mean, you can hunt. I don't even know if it's specifically ducks. I don't know. We have some big game hunts too.
What about zebras, bro? Do you guys do trophy hunts?
We have there's a hunt for going to Africa, actually.
Oh, really?
I do think trophy hunting is wrong.
I don't know anything about it, but no, yeah, trophy hunting kind of sucks. And, the whole wildlife trade is kind of.
Well, that and the concept of trophy hunting, hunting for sport versus hunting for meat, is a whole debate there. Mm-hmm. And there's an argument that you can do it for both. For example, if you're shooting caribou or reindeer or mooses or something like that.
I mean, at least
on the screen.
With usually at least in the United States, in Canada, it's it is very highly regulated, versus some other places around the world where it isn't necessarily. But
valid.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's only one rhino left? One white rhino left?
Dang, I think I did read that. Very sad day.
I thought it died in 2018.
I'm
pretty sure the last white rhino died. I think
maybe.
I saw that
I don't know.
on
I
Twitter.
saw some news about the white rhino.
I saw something
it was
about the last
2 years
one,
ago, though.
within the past couple months. We're going for a Google here.
Man, I saw that on
Last
Twitter,
rhino.
and then Twitter, I guess nowadays has this correction thing where it's like the actual fact behind the thing that you're seeing. And it was like okay, so there's a video from some random like spam account that showed like the last like white rhino, like North African white rhino or some shit like that, like passing away. They're putting it down because it was super old and sick.
So based on Google, the last male died on March 19, 2018.
Okay.
That was Sudan was his name. He's forever perished. That means that white rhinos can no longer reproduce.
Did they not save the sperm?
Oh, they
That's
definitely
what I was going to
did.
say.
Because, like, with, like, the white-footed ferrets,
they cannot reproduce sexually.
Oh, okay.
Did they do that with...
Yeah, they literally, like, they cloned the black-footed ferrets. Like,
really?
and
I didn't know that.
They have a whole, like, cryogenic bank, I think they call it the cryozoo or whatever, where they just, like, are saving, like...
animal
like,
DNA?
Yeah, DNA from animals that are, like I think it's, like, mostly, like, endangered type animals.
I'm assuming the goal would be to comprehensive.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So they're trying to, like... so there is, like a bank, but it's, like, really hard to do, like, you know... that kind of artificial insemination type stuff and have it be successful.
That's crazy, dude. Because, like, okay, so when I was in high school, when I was a senior, so I grew up in Denver, and we had the Rocky Mountain National Arsenal, and it is where the United States government used to store nuclear waste. After they made, like, bombs and stuff, they'd bury it outside of Denver, and so basically this whole, like, it's this massive area outside of Denver. It's, like, low-key, like, dangerous to set up, like, residential, like, housing or suburbs out there. So they made it into a big national, like, wilderness or something like that. Yeah, like a wilderness area. And then they actually reintroduced the black-footed ferret into that area because it was, like, they're able to because there's, like, a really healthy, like, prairie dog population.
Yeah.
But I never knew that they, like, came back from the dead off of sperm. That's crazy.
Yeah, literally. So what had happened was that, and I learned all this from, like, the Discovery Center here in Fort Collins, who like, actually, like, pioneered the project. Okay. Some, like, families saw, like, a black-footed ferret out on their ranch, and which...
they thought was extinct.
Yeah, basically. And so from that, like, very small population, they were able to, like, use the combination of, like, their, like, DNA and other stuff. And then they were only able to get successful litters from putting it in the domestic ferrets. And so, like, two domestic ferrets...
they would use in vitro fertilization with black ferret DNA.
And they ended up... Yeah, and so it's like... It's a cute little gay love story, sort of, because they had like two mothers. Because like the two like domestic ferrets, one of them actually like gave birth to the pups, and the other one nursed the pups. And they also have like domestic siblings. But yeah, and so from that they now have a whole breeding program, which is pretty cool.
That's really neat.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really
it's amazing what science can do. It's a little science labby. Would you?
Okay.
Oh, Adam.
We've lost Adam. He's out attending his...
right as we're about to get philosophical, too.
I know, we're talking about philosophy and plants and animals and genetics. And Adam's been abducted by his RA duties, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it goes. Yeah. What have you been up to? Tell me about your life recently.
My life.
It's hard.
Yeah. Life has been rough. Yeah. Completely zoning out. Oh, look at those cranes. I saw cranes. I went on a field trip over spring break, and we saw the cranes, the sandhill cranes migration. I learned how to camp. That was pretty cool. And now I'm exhausted and tired, and I kind of want to quit school, but like I won't.
We're in here, we're hustling.
Yeah.
What is it, 6 weeks?
Exactly. And then I only have like, two more semesters, some light little semesters, and then I'll be living my domestic bliss, getting out of this. I don't want to say hellhole, but hellhole. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be nice.
It closes in.
Exactly.
Slowly and steadily.
Yeah.
One day at a time. And doing little shit like this, little screwing around stuff.
Exactly.
Makes it pass faster.
You know, I will say, I think I partake a little bit too much in the screwing around.
Don't we all?
Not enough in the little working, but, you know, somehow it all works out. So,
you know, and I tell myself the same thing, and then I like zoom out a little bit, and I realize that I'm like doing the RA job, and I'm doing like 15 credits, and I'm doing my other 2 jobs, and like, I'm busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. Even if it feels like I'm screwing around too much, like, you gotta take time for yourself.
This is true. That's some sage advice.
My friend taught me that, like, right before spring break. It was like, she was like, dude, like, fucking take some space for yourself. Like, you're not doing that. I was like, okay. And I did that over break. It was so nice. He's back.
That's just like life. It comes and goes.
As it goes.
In waves.
Like Adam.
Yeah, like Adam. Like Adams. Because we're all
like
just
Adams.
Adams.
It's true.
Yeah.
Facts.
Holy shit.
Adam, how is your life? You seem to live a blissful life.
Blissful.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, I'm chilling. Not really hanging in there. I want to say that, but I don't know. I'm chilling. I'm pretty content right now.
Good.
I don't know. I like what I'm studying. I like being at school. I think atoms are pretty cool. I really like.
Do you like rocks?
Do you know? Oh,
I do like rocks.
And how the atoms are arranged in rocks.
I like how atoms are arranged, not just in rocks. I mean, I'm taking OChem.
Whoa.
And
do you enjoy OChem?
I'm in OChem 2 right now, and it's my favorite class I think I've ever taken.
Dang.
It's pretty sick, man. I'm excited I'm taking biochem next semester. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Only person to have fun in a biochem.
Right?
Yeah, man, it's pretty neat stuff though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. It's pretty weird.
Give us an example. What are you studying right now?
In which class?
In OChem.
Oh, in OChem. So right now we just finished up a unit, but I guess like carbonyls and carbonyl reactivity and like nitrile groups, cyanide. We're studying cyanide right now.
That's cool.
That's one thing. We're learning how to make it and break it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And how to use it as a nucleophile, because it's a very good nucleophile.
Is that why it kills people?
No, I don't actually know why it kills people.
Because it replaces oxygen.
Does it actually?
I believe
like
so.
bonds to the hemoglobin?
Yeah, it's a much better nucleophile than.
Say it again?
Like bonding to the hemoglobin? Or
Maybe.
doing something else?
I don't know. I just know that it makes it where your body can't breathe.
It has to do something with bonding.
But it's very good at being a negatively charged nucleophile, and a nucleophile likes to attach to carbons.
That's probably
it's
what
a
it is then,
nucleophile.
because the regular oxygen is just the -2, right? So if it's
Oxygen is a very good nucleophile, but cyanide is better because
exactly.
it has.
So the body prioritizes it over the oxygen because it's a better nucleophile. That's what I would assume,
Honestly, man, I think it's just like kind of a savage chemical.
right?
So we should all just like carry around a little
has
bit
a
of
triple
cyanide with
bond.
us
Yeah,
as
in
a
our
reminder
teeth.
of our strength,
In our
you
teeth.
know?
As a
Yeah,
reminder
you
of
can
the
bite down and then end it all if you really need to.
Yeah, man, a reminder of the Cold War. See how far we've come, but we haven't really come that
Momscast gets
far.
political.
Because like the Cold War, right? You have like the two sides, like you know, high tensions. Any moment, that's just life, you know, like.
Except the
Is
two
the Cold
sides
War?
are the TV with the rhinoceros on it, and then us talking about
they're about to
cyanide.
be
I was gonna say two
extinct.
sides within yourself, but that works too.
Yeah, like in two
Oh,
wolves.
now it's a koala.
We were talking about-
Okay. So, have you ever seen a brown koala before,
No, wait,
or
what?
a brown drop bear?
No, drop bears aren't real.
that
That's a
motherfucker's
drop bear right there.
No way.
motherfucker's brown.
Drop bears aren't real.
Drop bears are
That's
real,
what you think.
and they will drop on you when you least suspect it.
Oh, what's that thing like the
Drop bears are just
Pacific?
koalas.
I know someone who lives in Australia.
The Pacific forest octopus.
Yeah.
It's like the octopus in the forest.
Yeah.
Money,
obviously.
Pesca.
It lives in the trees.
Yeah.
There's an octopus that lives in the tree.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Pacific forest
It
octopus.
lives up there with the drop bears.
Something like that.
Well,
no, drop
dude,
bears,
drop
are
bears are from
Australia.
Australia.
They have like different niche. I
kidding?
mean, like they both live in trees, but like,
And then they both live in Australia too.
but they like, yeah.
I have a
different
fun
climates.
fact for you guys. Okay. I think it's Brandon that actually told me this, but there was Brandon.
I don't know who that is.
No.
Did I just make up that name?
Yeah, I
don't know
think
who
you
you're talking
did.
about.
Okay, I actually.
We don't know anyone named
They're
Brandon.
probably something like alternate timeline universe kind of thing. Like
No,
probably
it's-
you're
it's-
just getting some like some radio
It's like
brain
B.
waves.
It's like B. Braden. Braden?
Maybe that sounds more
That's the
right.
name of a different.
Byron?
I think you're getting that because like the other RAs were there tonight, and they work in Braden.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay, so someone in the past, someone told me that. Okay, so there used to be this tree called the American chestnut, and it spanned over Ohio and like all these other like states and stuff in the United States and like North America and stuff, like into Canada. And they would actually get bigger than like sequoia and redwood trees, or like up to that kind of size. I don't know if bigger, but they'd get up to that size.
Absolutely massive.
Absolutely big, bad lads, dude, fucking huge, and they'd be like super big. But there was like a I don't know what it was. It was some kind of parasitic thing. It was like either like a fungus or a bacteria or an insect.
Some shit the tree don't like.
Some shit that the tree just don't like. It was from like Asia or some shit. It was on a lumber import to the United States.
Okay.
And it was in like the 1800s, but it wiped out like 13 billion of these like absolutely like crazy giant chestnut trees.
They just got KO'd.
They just got knocked the fuck out, dude.
I believe you.
Yeah, man. It's kind of crazy.
That's what happened.
That lived on that was like a sequoia or like a redwood, but it was on like the East Coast instead of the West Coast.
Oh yeah.
And they just got
the big giant trees on the East Coast that died.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone knows
And now
about that.
But there's none. There's no more of them because they all died.
Dang.
They all died.
Just like the Carolina parakeet. We could have had parrots.
What?
Yeah, have you never heard of the Carolina parakeet?
I've never.
We literally have a parrot that was native to
North America.
Yeah, to North America. In like the southern part of what is now the U.S.
God damn.
And literally good old market hunting or whatever. They're all dead now. Yeah.
We've lost
That
so
is
much
such
shit.
a shame.
We have. But they're like really pretty too.
Man,
I believe you.
Yeah.
the passenger
I like
pigeon.
all other parakeets.
The passenger pigeon.
Rest in peace.
They would fly in flocks of like billions or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Like some
and
crazy.
they had passengers, apparently.
Yeah, they're
dude,
like
they'd,
little mini airplanes.
They'd ride on each other.
Right?
Yeah.
They'd have really big ones, and then the small ones would hop on the
Whoa.
big
Yeah, well,
ones back.
they'd switch off.
Here's
True.
something for you.
Okay.
So things probably used to ride around on the passenger pigeons, like little arthropods or whatever, and then they got dyed. They got killed, right? And their feathers were probably used in hats because everyone put all the feathers in hats. And so then hats were flying in planes. So instead of things flying on them, they were flying on things.
Whoa.
That's true.
So
From the dead.
yeah. I mean, I don't know who would
From
wear
the grave.
feather hats on planes, but it could have happened. Could have
I
happened.
mean, they used to smoke cigarettes on planes. Anything's possible.
That's true.
It used to be a luxury service,
True.
you know,
Then,
with meals always included.
actually,
Yeah, because it was just for the rich to go on like a little day trip in the airplane.
I'm gonna go on like a bougie airplane from 40 years
Bougie?
ago.
Did you guys know that a single 2-hour airplane flight is the equivalent dose of X-ray radiation to an X-ray
Wow.
at the doctor's office?
No, but I believe it.
It's
So
true.
does that mean that people who like fly frequently, like doctors and whatever, not like doctors, but like,
Like
how doctors
pilots?
have to like,
Yeah, like pilots.
Yeah.
yeah,
They
but,
probably
like,
get a lot of radiation.
yeah, but do they have to start like wearing like X-ray like
No,
lead
but they
things?
probably have an increased risk for cancer.
Yeah, because
But,
I
like-
think there's like a limit to how much they're allowed to fly.
There is,
Yeah.
but people are career-wide pilots.
Yeah, this is true.
And if they're cognizant of that, they might like lead line the interior of the cabin or something like
Make
that.
it like a Faraday
What if you get
cage.
lead poisoning?
You gotta eat it.
Yeah. Oh.
Do y'all know
You
if
can't just like touch it and get lead poisoning.
No, I'm pretty
you
sure
get
I've
like
seen
a
it
heavy
before.
metal poisoning, are you able to like get rid of it?
Charcoal, isn't it?
Oh shit.
No, charcoal's just carbon.
Well, like
But it has
charcoal.
like little holes, little
Yeah.
like gaps
Isn't
and
that-
voids.
I think you're talking about like eating like too much gold or like copper or like iron or something like that. Iron would be
Oh.
the
Or like
easiest
mercury.
one. I don't know
How would you
your body
accidentally
has its
eat
way to deal
mercury?
with toxins, but it doesn't have a way to deal with all toxins.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a way to deal with, at least from my understanding, I always heard that like heavy metals is so bad because it accumulates in your neurons.
Whoa.
And so then like that's why like people with lead poisoning are super slow.
They go crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, and they like have like these weird like I don't know. Like
It like causes like dementia, doesn't it?
yeah, dude, it kind of fucks you up.
That's scary.
Cuz they used to burn leaded gasoline, which was better for your engine.
Yes.
But then for
And
a period of time
and they still do with like racing and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like in specific, in
really?
specific cases, they still use leaded gasoline.
Interesting. That
It's
seems
just
illegal.
very rare. Because, as you said, you don't want breathing lead fumes.
It makes you silly goofy.
Silly goofy.
Yeah. I'm sure, I don't know if they treat the gas with lead or if they take it out.
You know, it'd be kind of fun. Like a toxins themed potluck party type thing. Make like little lead chips, put it all in a bowl. What else can you put?
Mercury. Arsenic.
Mercury punch.
Arsenic.
Like, I mean, yeah, you could either do it with the real stuff or
just like all the like world power leaders or
Ooh,
what?
There you go.
Oh yeah. Let's take them all out.
Comedy podcast. We are a comedy podcast. I repeat, Mom said ITS my turn on the podcast is a comedy podcast.
Market it as like an art exhibit, but like only for cool people, and everyone wants to prove they're cool, so that's how we get them.
And so you just like kill like a bunch of like billionaires and powerful people.
Exactly.
With your Mercury punch?
Yeah, Mercury punch.
Do you think they'd see it coming? Or they'd think it was a bit?
I think they would think it was a bit, like especially if you throw some strawberries in there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone likes strawberries.
Yeah, strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know what else goes in punch, but...
Well, strawberries, obviously. It's strawberry punch, you know.
Yeah.
It's a rudimentary idea.
Yeah. We'll stew on it. We'll stew on it for a little.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah,
we'll come back to it. Yeah.
What's y'all's spirit animal?
Like what animal we relate to, or like what animal we are?
I don't know.
Like, okay, so I guess like
how do you interpret that question? That's a great idea.
Well, I want you. I want
spirit animal question.
I want you guys to decide. Like, what animal am I? And then
what animal are you, or what animal do you want to be?
If I was the animal, like what would you like you perceive me?
You'd be like a dog.
Yeah,
be a dog?
literally.
What kind of dog? What breed?
I would say like a brown lab, not a golden lab, like a brown lab.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the like happy-go-lucky, like care about everyone energy.
Logan, you give me iguana vibes.
Okay.
No, dude.
I don't know. You just kind of like sit there. You're kind of chill. Like you're not necessarily like as needing to. You're not necessarily like a dog, you know, that needs to be like around people and need to be getting a constant like, you know, interaction, affection, and such. But like you'll sit there and be chill. Maybe eat a fly or something. I don't know. I was going to say, I was like,
do I eat flies? Like, do I get the fly eater vibe?
Yeah.
Or we're like a beetle, like a bug eater.
Snail.
There was a ladybug. There's the ladybug. Aww.
I agree with the iguana. I can definitely see that. And Peyton, I could see you being a dragonfly.
A dragonfly.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
That is such an apt description.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dragonflies are sick.
Go into the metaphor. Get in there.
Get into the metaphor.
Yeah.
All right, man. So dragonflies always be like, I don't know, man. Well,
they be buzzing.
Do you know they can't walk?
They can't walk?
They can't walk.
That sounds made up.
No, dude, just look it up, man. They can't.
They hardly ever land.
But no, I don't know about hummingbirds. But I know dragonflies cannot walk. Their legs cannot carry them. But they can fly in any direction, and they can hover as well.
They can land, though.
They're like ornithopters.
They land on things.
They land, yes.
Yeah.
But they don't walk.
They can't walk.
Ornithoptera.
I will say I've never seen a dragonfly walk.
I haven't either. I actually don't know if that's true. I think I heard that somewhere. I'm like hella questioning myself right now.
You're going to get me fact-checking you.
The hummingbirds hardly ever walk. And you can hardly get them to land.
I've never seen hummingbird walk.
Well, yeah, because like they'll like die if they go too long without eating, unless it's like at night and they're like.
They've got like the fastest metabolism of like any bird, basically. Yeah. And so they're constantly like, go. I need to eat. I need to fly. I need to do this. I need to do that. Like hardly ever sleep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have relatively short lifespans.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure because they got to recur. Year to year, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be at least a year.
Right.
But I do know that those little guys' hearts, I don't know if you've ever held a hummingbird before, but they feel like they're having a heart attack all the time.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, that's just how they're built. That's just normal for them.
Dude, look at the snake. Oh.
There's a snake?
There's a snake in the water. Or it might have been a frog, but it just poked his head out.
Was it going to eat the bird?
I don't know.
Maybe the bird's eating it.
That looks like a bird that could fuck up a snake.
Those are little seagulls.
I think they would kind of like just run away.
Monkey butt. Monkey butt. And zebra
and
butt.
Zebra butt.
So many butts.
Is this just like a loop? Because like I could have swore I saw these zebras before.
It is.
Do you guys want... I can put on a video of like nature.
Okay, do that.
Is this not nature?
This is like animal nature.
Yeah, we need rock nature.
Logan, I always think that you're in forestry.
No.
But so it always surprises me. And I can not for the life of me think of what you actually do.
Psychology.
Yeah, that's such an enigma. Like, I can't imagine you, like, sitting in, like, psychology classes and, like...
Doing brain stuff? Turn the water down.
Yeah, there you go.
Turn that
Yeah,
water.
doing brain stuff. And,
I like how brains work.
Yeah, like, I feel like you could be, like, you'd be, like, a chill therapist, not gonna lie. Like, you just sit there and you're just like, yep,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. I don't know. The reason I got into psychology is because people tell me that I give good advice. And people come to me for advice, or we just end up talking about shit like that, like, relatively regularly, for whatever reason. Like, over the weekend, like, my dad drove up, and I basically had, like, a therapy session with him. Like, it just happened. And I won't go into detail out of, like, respect for him, but he really opened up, and it was really, really cool.
Privilege.
Right? Yeah, basically, right? But I remember, it would have been spring of last year. I was on the phone with my cousin, and she was talking to me about some girl. And we talked for like 45 minutes, and she ends the conversation with like, wow, Logan, you should really be like a therapist. Like, you give really good advice. And people told me that before, but that was the first time I like considered it, right? So I go back after that conversation. I skate back to Braden, because that's where I lived at the time, was Braden, which is why we keep talking about it, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. No other reason.
Yeah, no other reason. I, smoke a little bit, and I hop in the shower, and I'm like, what if I was, like, a therapist? Like, what if I, like, took the psych major, like, pill? What if I took the root?
Yeah.
And then from there, I, like, narrowed it down to between business and psych over the next semester, and then now I'm a psych major, and I'm, like, absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
I love how applicable it is in day-to-day life, and how, like, it helps me be more introspective and cognizant of my own mental health, as well as my social interactions with others.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an awesome major, but yeah, free therapy, I guess. Yeah,
I don't even need to see my therapist next week. Apparently, yeah.
Logan, I'm gonna be coming to you with my therapy concerns from here on out. I'll have you know.
I'm here, dog. I'm here for you.
Yeah, I need to break up with my therapist. How does one break up with a therapist? Like, I talked to my therapist about breaking up with people. Like, I don't know what to do.
You just stop paying them, and they'll do.
You want to still go to therapy, or you want to stop doing therapy?
I feel like because I still need therapy. Like, my mind is kind of a hot mess, but I also feel like I need someone who like specializes in like, neurodivergent people. Because like,
your therapist doesn't do that currently.
No, she like all the stuff she knows about like autism, especially, is like stuff I've told her from what I learned on TikTok.
Fair. So let's try to do research that's not on TikTok.
No, it's like I also
B, my sister jumped around from therapist to therapist for like a year and a half, 2 years. And her big thing was like, you need to find the therapist that's right for you. And so she's told her story to like a bunch of different people, but like she says that she knew pretty quick, like within like a session or two, whether she likes someone or not. But her big thing is just, like, be comfortable talking with them and, like, sharing with them and making sure that they make you feel safe and validated in what you share. Preferably in a non-judgmental tone, but at the end of the day, different people are looking for different things with therapy. Some people want that validation, they want that social support, and they want someone to tell them that, like, hey, it's okay, and, like, you're going to handle it, you're going to make it through it. And some people want it to be more, like, problem-solving focused. And it's more of, like, I don't know, like, here are my issues, like, help me fix them, help me make a plan.
Yeah.
Something like that. And between those two sides is really, like, those are the biggest distinction, I would say, with advice and therapy in general. I know that whenever someone's coming to me with a problem, one of the first things that I do is assess, like, do they want a shoulder to cry on, or do they want logic? Do they want a plan? Do they want a plan of action? You know what I mean? Do they want that constructive nature of it? And so what you need to do when you're switching therapists is, like, ask yourself, like, what's my goal here? That's, I would say, would be the one biggest thing. So what's your goal?
See, that's a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. I have, like, some trauma that I've, like, tried working through, but, like,
Yeah.
And then also, like, mainly I've been, like, struggling with a lot of, like, executive, like, dysfunction stuff and, like, school and stuff that I feel like I need a little bit more guidance on.
Completely fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you feel like you need, like, support, like, academically? Like, you need, like, accommodations?
I mean, I have like some accommodations. I honestly should probably like go back and see if I could get it more. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like I just like need like a person to just like tell me what to do. Like, I basically need like a parent almost.
Mm-hmm. Someone that helps you structure like your schedule on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, and like can help like I don't know. I need like reminders to like do things and like organize my life and like set aside time for all of that. Because like I'm a good student. I just like life is just hard.
I know there's a lot more variables than just being a student.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I could like just be a student, like it
would be a lot easier to do the student things.
Exactly.
I agree. But as people, like we've got a lot of different roles to fill, and frankly, life would not be as fulfilling if you were just a student.
It would be.
Because in the day, what are you a student for? The other shit? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. So, I know someone I don't know who it was, but like was saying some like don't listen to this advice. But most of your memories are not going to be from classes. So do all the fun stuff, like go to parties and do all that.
It's true. It's true. At the end of the day, when you're thinking back on college, it's going to be like, yes, I was intellectually stimulated and engaged, and my brain was enriched. And in the long term, that helped me. But when you're reminiscing, what are you going to be thinking about?
Yeah.
You're thinking about shit like, oh, I went on a podcast that was hosted by your Momscast hosts.
Yeah.
And
best host of all time.
Obviously.
Yeah.
On this random fucking Tuesday, and that was fun as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna be thinking about shit like that.
I'm gonna think about all the cocaine.
Adam's gonna think about the cocaine.
All the strippers.
And the strippers.
I just learned today what a snow bunny is, so...
Is that where you do the cocaine on the stripper?
What? No, it's just like someone who does cocaine, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on it.
I'm still learning too.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to be explained like things all the time. I won't explain these, but I learned what an Eiffel Tower is.
I know what that is.
I can guess what that is.
I thought I knew what it was because from Saturday night or Friday night, whatever, when it was half explained, but my friend did not explain it well enough. Together? No, they had to re-explain it to me today.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
But we live and we learn.
We live and we learn.
We do.
Fact of the day, whether it be educational or whether it be kinky.
Honestly, man, like I feel like college is, I don't know, it's like we have like so many expectations like going into our college experience and then while we're living our college experience, and then when we get out of it, like we see it very much as like, or I know like a lot of people see it as like a block of their life that they did and they reminisce about, and it was a time that they will never forget. But honestly, man, it's kind of just like life, but super expensive, because like I don't know, it's like fun and all, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to do this like this thing, but I'm also gonna spend a ton of money, and I'm gonna be in debt for a long time because of this. And it's not really like so much as like a piece of my life. I feel like it's like more of just like I don't know, just life. But like I'm at college right now.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Does that make any sense? I feel like I'm like just talking out of my ass.
Well, to a certain extent, because like your life in college is not all college, right?
Right.
So you're not just doing college classes. You're not just doing college activities.
But you kind of are, because it is very insular.
It is. It can be. And as RAs, even more so for us who spend most of our time on campus compared to people. Yeah, exactly. Compared to people who live off campus and they're more involved in, say, the Fort Collins community. Or in whatever community they're in college at, right? To our viewers all over the U.S. But at the end of the day, it's like you're in college for a reason, right? And primarily that reason is education. But from a broader perspective, that reason is intellectual enrichment, right?
Yeah.
It's I want to develop and grow my brain so that I can do more with the rest of my life, right? And that's summarized in the form of degree, but a degree doesn't really capture all of that because it's not just purely education.
It's more of the next step, I feel like.
Exactly. It's a lot of it is social maturation, right? You're becoming better as a person. You're defining who you are. You're meeting so many people, and a lot of people move, like for me, out of state. It's your first time away from home, so you've got all these responsibilities. There's all these different variables. And so over that 4-year period, you change a lot as a person. And so I think that the idea of college being a chapter of your life like that is true, and that like you change a lot over that period, and it's very definitive.
Yeah.
But you're right that it's not just college. There's all this other shit too. You know what I mean? And that's where I think you're coming from with the, well, it is part of life. It is.
Yeah, I
you're
guess
living.
that might just be me like projecting my own like, I don't know, what I like saw college as, but then I like kind of realized that it's like very much just like, oh, I'm still very much the same person that I was before I was in college, and I'll still be the same person.
Yeah, you're still Adam Ring.
I'm still Adam Ring, dude. I'm still gonna be me no matter what.
Exactly.
I'll keep it at 100, bro.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean that you're not a different version of that same person that's grown.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
like evolving and changing and becoming like a more socially matured. Is that what you said? I don't know.
Well, for me,
version of myself. I'm chilling.
My projection there in that description of college was the fact that like I used college as an opportunity to go from being introverted to being extroverted. So I think naturally, and this is a realization that I've come to over the past couple weeks, is that naturally I think that I'm extroverted deep down, but because like I lived I lived in a family of introverts. I'm having trouble with English today. I lived in a family of introverts. I was raised by introverts, and so I assumed that I was an introvert. And I've always been naturally shy and cautious. That inhibited me socially. So I've always had like a drive to like be social and be around people. And even even when I was younger, like when I was alone, like it didn't feel good, right? And like talking to like my dad, who's like one of the more introverted people that I know, he's like, when I'm alone, like I love being alone, and being social like actually drains me. And for me, being social would drain me in the past, but that's because I didn't know how to be social in a way that wasn't draining for me. You know what I mean? Not that I didn't know how to engage with people in a way because I was introverted, and therefore that made it draining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so in college, what happened for me was I just forced myself to get out there. The summer before college, I worked my first like service position as a pool bar waiter, and so that like forced me to get out and like talk to people, right? And then like coming into college, I really made a point to just get out there and like talk to people. I remember like walk around like on the IM fields and just walk up to random people, be like, can I play spikeball with y'all? Or like I'd be sitting down in the dining hall and like I'd force myself to go sit with someone who was alone to like make a new friend, like shit like that, right? And over time that forced me to be better like socially and be more sociable in general. And so I think whenever I'm talking about my college experience, like what I was projecting there was that that social aspect. You know what I mean? Because definitively for me, my socialization has been the biggest change by far.
I feel that. but I feel like in college I've like low-key regressed. Or it might have been like a side effect of quarantine. But when I first got to school, it was like, or to college, I guess. I don't know. I was like kind of just like carrying on with the same shenanigans that I'll get into
in high school.
Yeah. It's because like I knew a bunch of people from my high school who came here. Because like, I don't know. I grew up in state or whatever and like came to CSU. But then quarantine hit and like something like completely changed. I don't know. Like I didn't like, I found like the thing that I like wanted to study, but I kind of like decided that I was gonna like dedicate myself to it in a lot of ways because like I never like used to like school or anything. Like I didn't really want to do college all that much.
No, I only did school because like it was the vibe. You know what I mean? I went to a college prep school, and so school was the thing. You know what I mean? And college was the natural next step. That's the reason why I'm here.
I just saw no other option. It was like there's nothing else
school or
to
work,
do,
right? And there's a lot more money after school when you after you get in with all your degree and your debt and shit.
Yeah, man. I wasn't ready for the real world though.
No, I don't think most 18-year-olds are.
Yeah, last summer, not this like past summer, but the summer before, I worked at what is it called? Like a manufacturing like plant for CBD products.
Okay.
And so that was like, you know, like factory work. And that was like really eye-opening for me. It's like, and also like gave me like a reason to like kind of continue school basically. Cause it's like, yes, I could like have a life doing like jobs such as this and like I could make something out of it. But like, it's also like, I want a lot more value out of my life than this. Yeah.
I know what you mean. And at the end of the day, you gotta work hard to play hard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I think that's like the biggest thing. You just gotta like, no matter like what you do, it doesn't really matter as long as like you find something that you like to do and you just like work really hard and make it yours. And
exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
The money will come after that. The money, the success, like the things that you want.
Or the fulfillment, or just whatever.
And yes, the fulfillment's the biggest part of that, right?
It's like kind of like manifesting. Like if you want the money to come, it'll come. You just got to work really hard. If you want the fulfillment to come or the happiness,
yeah,
like it'll come. But like, I mean, I guess with happiness and these more abstract like emotions, like it's like kind of like the getting after it, and then like you realize it was there the whole time or whatever. But like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the fulfillment is in the journey a lot of the time. I know for me, the way that I figured that out was by grinding mounts on World of Warcraft. So on World of Warcraft,
yeah, dude.
For World of Warcraft, whenever I played World of Warcraft, like, to get mounts in the game, you get it from like all different stuff. So you can do like raids, or you can do like PvP, or you can go and do like quests. I was doing archaeology in this case, and so I'd fly in World of Warcraft.
What?
So I'd turn on, and there was like a weekly like or like a monthly thing. The quest would reset for like what you got from the archaeology thing, and for that month it was a mount. And so I was like, oh, this only comes around like once a year. I'm gonna go grind it out. And so I put on, I think it was Avengers Infinity War. I hadn't seen it yet. It was Infinity War of Age of Ultron. I don't remember. On one monitor, I had World of Warcraft on the other, and I was flying around doing the archaeology dig sites. And I did it for like 4 hours one afternoon, right?
Okay, not bad.
And I remember it was like the length of the Avengers movie, right? And so I flew around and I was like getting the like archaeology piece. And I was like, wow, I really like I'd never done archaeology in World of Warcraft before. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. And I remember getting them out and I was like, oh, like that's kind of neat. But like looking back on it, like the fun part was just like screwing around, like watching the movie, like doing the archaeology dig sites, right?
Yeah,
and so looking back, I was like, wow, like it was in the journey. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like getting my fucking like blue moose that I flew, my blue ghost moose that I like flew around, which I really do like that mount, was really, really cool. But like the big thing for me was the fact that like I got to enjoy this new aspect of the game, you know, that kind of thing. And so since that memory, I've really taken the it's in the journey kind of like saying and like and like ran with it and like applied that to other aspects of my life, because for me, for whatever reason, that's like the example that I always like conjure up whenever I think of that specific piece of advice, which is kind of neat.
That reminds me of, it's kind of cliche, I guess, or like cringy, but that reminds me of like backpacking and like hiking and shit.
Okay.
Because it's so linear. I mean, you have like the thing that you're like going out to like walk to.
At the end of the day, it's one foot in front of the other.
It's one, but
Follow
you
the
get
trail.
there. You get there and you're like,
wow,
all right, time to go back. I'll take a picture, I guess.
Yeah.
But like that's never like you remember it, but it's not like the thing that when you look back and like remember that like trip or that hike, it's never the thing. Like getting to the destination itself is like always like, okay, yeah, it was like we got there or whatever. Like it was like a big thing to talk about.
And it's usually really fucking pretty, but so was the rest of the hike.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not like the most fun aspect of the entire hike. It's not like the whole.
It's the journey and the fact that you did that shit, right?
Or like jumping into rivers along the way, or like throwing rocks off of cliffs, or screaming into the wind. That's the kind of shit you remember.
I feel like it also kind of is heavily dependent on like who you go with, like
most definitely.
Yeah, especially because like I literally am staring at my feet the entire time, so I don't like fall on my face.
Yes.
So like I look back and I'm like, oh, how was the hike? And it's like, oh, well, I saw my shoes. I guess.
I know what you mean.
But like, if you're going with like a good group of people, you to actually like take the time to kind of like stop along the way and like explore like our beautiful natural world. It like makes it so much better.
I know what you mean. I primarily hike with my dad, and we usually just put down the miles. Like our goal is we don't stop unless we're tired enough that we can't stop.
I can see you put down some miles.
We put down the miles, but that doesn't mean we're stopping seeing the sights, because we do not walk fast by any means. We do what is referred to as a plod.
What's that?
It's basically just like slightly faster than like a slow walk.
Okay.
It's like applaud, like clapping,
like less than a walk.
I mean, like it's like
no, like plodding along.
Yeah, like literally like plodding along.
I've
Yeah,
heard
like
that
it, like not super fast, but very consistent, and you never stop. Until obviously you get to like where, because we do, we've only done 114er, but we backpack and we'll go for like a while. We'll do some hard shit, and so like when you get up to like the really high altitude, it's like 10 steps and then you stop, 10 steps and then you stop, because like it's literally like you're sucking the wind out of yourself every time. I mean, you've been like really, really high altitudes before.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nah.
It sucks, especially when you're driving it from Texas.
I love it, dude. That's the shit, man. We went
when you're like so like oxygen deprived that like you can hardly see and you feel like
bro, you just gotta boss up.
See, I have asthma, so that's just like me anytime I exercise.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, that's default.
It's like panic inducing.
Yeah,
fair, fair, completely fair. I thought I was gonna fall off the mountain, so I didn't finish that one.
You just gotta think oxygen rich thoughts.
Oh yeah,
you just gotta think that you're at low sea level.
Yeah, you gotta just think your way through your medical issues.
Your mind is an enigma.
I was like climbing over all these rocks, and on either side of me was like a sheer face. I was like right along the ridge at like 13 point something thousand feet, or like 14 point something thousand feet.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe we'll finish at the full summit.
Fucking.
You can just pretend.
Logan, I think I told you this story. But I almost got killed or not killed. I didn't almost get killed, but I almost got charged or I felt like I was about to get charged by a bighorn sheep.
Oh, fuck that.
Did I tell you about this?
No.
All right.
He would have gored you, bro.
Well, or bighorn sheep, ram, like our mascot, not like a mountain goat, not a mountain goat, but like a bighorn sheep with a round.
Yeah. No, I've seen him on the side of the highway before. Yeah,
man. So I was still a camper at my summer camp, and we'd go on like backpacking trips and shit.
Oh, that's fire.
And I don't know. So we were going up this mountain in Rocky Mountain National Park called Desolation Peak. Okay. And we were kind of just like bushwhacking up the side of this mountain. There wasn't a trail. It's an unmarked mountain on the map. It's like 13,000 feet or something like that. But we were like hiking just straight up this mountain, and then
y'all were just going straight up. Y'all weren't cutting zigzag like a trail would.
Not really.
Wow.
Nah, we kind of just like booked it.
How'd y'all make it back alive?
So we got up like above tree line and everything, and so
you can see and you can just kind of chart your way down.
And so you know how like when you're above tree line, it's like kind of just like boulders and like jagged rocks and shit like that. Yeah. There's not really like a trail.
It's literally rocks and the occasional like brush and shit.
Yeah, and so I'm climbing. Like, I don't really have many people because I don't think everybody summited, like, because some people weren't feeling that good. Mm-hmm. But a couple of us did, and we were all kind of spread out. But because there's like so much space up there.
Yeah.
But I like climbed up over this boulder that was like, I don't know, it was like so like too high for me to see over, so I actually had to like climb up over it. Mm-hmm. And then when I got up over this lip, like I saw like a couple bighorn sheep standing there. And then I like stand up, I like get up to my feet, and then one of them with the rack with the big horns starts like stamping its feet at me, and like
you scramble
like
back down.
I was like, okay, and then I down climbed and then took a wide berth around them, and I like told like my counselor and shit. I was like, well, there's a sheep over there.
He's looking pissed.
He's looking like he's not too happy to see us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, sometimes in life you hit a big ram and you just gotta turn around real quick.
You just gotta hit the brakes real quick.
Dude, I'm looking at these pictures of the lake shore up the mountains, and I want to go like run my toes in the gravel.
Ooh.
I keep wanting to interrupt the conversation to just tell you guys, like, to point out like a geological thing.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like there's some joints and stuff up in those rocks.
What
fractures.
Is a joint?
They're extension fractures that happen in parallel.
So it's like a bunch of fractures that happen next to each other, but it's a big one.
Like symmetric parallel lines.
Like vertical?
Yeah, it could be vertical, it could be horizontal. They could be at a oblique angle to each other.
But like they're all parallel to each other.
They're all parallel, yeah.
How does that happen?
So it's an extension fracture. So
is it the same rock so it cracks the same way?
Yeah, it like comes down to the actual cleavage of like the crystal lattice within a mineral. Like it comes down like to the like nanoscale, to the atomic scale. But that's extrapolated throughout the entire
rock
like system, the entire rock system.
So they're all going to crack the same way because it's the same rock.
Yeah, let's say that there's some forces acting on the rock that is pushing this body out, and it needs to equilibrate because it's experienced all this pressure on this side, and so it needs to extend like that to accommodate this pressure.
Yeah.
And so it'll accommodate it by extending, and then in parallel, it'll have all these fractures that also do it.
Oh, so every single fracture will open up the same way.
Pretty much, yeah. And that's how, it like in a gist, I feel like I explained it poorly, but there's also asymmetric shear faults that can also happen. But yeah, they're both ways that the rock deals with stress. Yeah, and deformation.
Geology class with Adam. What a way to spend a Tuesday night.
I feel like
I'm in structural geology right now.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man, it's but that's how veins form. Like veins will fill like faults or joints. Veins, and like water like gets down into them sometimes and fills them up with all these like minerals and stuff, and then that's, you know, sometimes you find gold in it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking at the water.
Have you guys noticed how blue this water has been this whole time?
It's got to be like cheating blue. There's no way.
There ain't a single way on earth that this water is that blue.
Yeah, but water, I don't know. I want to go to a mountain lake and find out now.
Have you ever been to a mountain lake?
Yeah, it's just been
Have you
a
ever
while.
jumped in a mountain lake? Like a glacial lake?
I don't think I've waded around in one. I don't think I've like jumped in and like swam around.
Aren't they like
in one.
freezing cold?
They're frigid.
Really cold. Yeah,
They're super cold.
we did Gibbons my sophomore year, which is up in the Sierras, and
In California.
And basically like what happened is like there was a glacier on the mountain, and over thousands of years it like slid down and made like a sheer face and landed like in where there's now the lake, because it melted, and that's what the lake water is, right?
Yeah.
And so all along one side of the lake is just this giant sheer face that like kind of like it starts like a slant and then it comes down to like almost vertical. And it's all like this like black and white rock with like splotches like that, and it's so cool.
Fuck
And it's so cool. And we hiked up there my sophomore year, and we fished it for Din Din. And
You got some
it was
fish
a
out of
vibe.
it?
My dad did. I didn't catch anything, but my dad got a couple little ones.
Hell yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the reason glaciers are the reason why the Rocky Mountains look like the way they do. Because I don't know, they used to be covered in glaciers, and as they retreated, they carved out the mountains.
Yep, and that's why there's the water bodies.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why there's lakes and stuff.
Yeah,
High up in there.
Most of our lakes in Colorado are high mountain lakes.
Yeah, man. And in Minnesota.
Is this Rocky Mountains right here? Or is this like Sierras, or is this Appalachian, or what?
That looks like granite. Could be the Rocky Mountains. I don't know. It looks like, so that tree looks like it could be down in Arizona. That's where I would guess. I would say this might be like Mexico or something.
Oh, you think it's further south?
I mean,
Yeah, I think
so
it's farther
blue.
south. You guys want to hear a geology fun fact?
Sure.
What's your geology fun fact?
You'd like the geology fun fact, like sound effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I think someone could do that.
Yeah, whoever's editing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know how to do
outsource that. You know.
Yeah.
Geology fun fact
Yeah.
sound effect,
Yeah.
please.
So
In post.
cue. Okay, I'll leave this cue here. Cue the geology fun fact sound effect, please, right here. Okay, thank you.
That should be enough time.
So guess what kind of rock the Andes Mountains are made of?
What?
Granite.
Andesite.
Fuck.
Wow.
Because.
That was your geology fun fact of
Oh.
the day.
Because.
Oh, because
Yeah.
The wonderful way it does.
andesite.
I like that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Bars.
Wizard of
period.
Oz.
Now, andesite is a mixture of different magma compositions,
Whoa.
and so
So
those
the magma was different from like granite to like andesite?
it was like a granite basalt mix. Yeah, and I made an intermediate andesite. I
Was
dropped
it
my silly putty.
magma from like under the earth or like volcanoes?
Yes. It formed plutonically, so under the earth. And so there's volcanic and then plutonic. And plutonic is beneath the surface, and volcanic is the stuff that comes up above.
Yeah, volcanoes, they really get all the credit, don't they?
They really do, and it's kind of sad because most of the cool stuff, volcanoes are cool because we can witness like crazy geology happening like in our lifetime. Like if you've ever heard of the volcano Hunga Tunga Hunga Ha Hapai.
I have.
Hunga
yeah, I have.
Tunga.
I wouldn't know where though.
Hapai.
I wouldn't know where from.
Ha, or something like that.
What's it called?
Hunga Tunga Hunga Tunga Hunga Hapai.
Is
I'm
it the
pretty
Hawaiian
sure.
one that erupted a couple years ago?
It's not in Hawaii. It's I think it's west of Indonesia. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that east? It might be east of Indonesia. Dude, the other side of the world is so trippy to think about.
Is it in the Pacific Ocean or the Indian Ocean?
Pacific.
It's in the east of Indonesia.
East Indonesia. All right. But in 2020, okay, so in 2016, it used to be a couple like rocks that just barely jutted up out of the ocean and were called islands. Mm-hmm. And then it started to have an eruption and then grew into a massive island. Mm-hmm. And then in 2020, it blew up and now there's no more island.
That's cool.
There's like 2 little bits left in the sea.
So there was an island and there wasn't over the course of the past 10 years.
Yeah, it went from an island to no island. Or in like 2006, dude, there's nothing from Google Earth. That's I was looking at this today.
Show up and then disappear.
You can watch it if you go year by year on Google Earth Pro, you can watch it go from absolutely nothing there on that part of the ocean to some rocks that jut up to a massive island that's covered in trees. And then it's kind of funny. In 2020, it's just a smoke cloud, dude. It's literally just like a giant explosion in the middle of the ocean.
And then now, if you look at it, there's just nothing.
Nothing. Well, there's like a couple there's like 3 dispersed islands.
When is it supposed to erupt again? Will it make another island here?
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably make another island. It'll probably keep doing that for a while. And then another one is Mount Etna in Sicily.
Oh, is it still active?
Yeah, it's very active. It's been growing over the past couple of years. Whoa. It's grown a lot, and they're actually kind of scared about because it's foot wall, or it's man, I forgot what the term for that is. It's toe or something like that. It goes into the Mediterranean Ocean, and they're worried that since it's so saturated with water, it might unstabilize. And the whole face of it might slide into the water, causing a tsunami.
Whoa. Holy like a whole island just like yeeting itself into the water.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
not to use the word yeet.
The whole side of a mountain, yeah. Which can make a pretty significant wave because the wave will go in and then it'll be like a 40-foot wave on the other side of the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it'll send like a water shock wave through it, basically. Yeah. Like a ripple. So crazy.
Tsunamis are like impressive because it's like seems like the smallest little force just cause.
Well, it's basically there's like an earthquake under the ocean, and you just can't see it.
Okay.
That's the crazy part.
Sometimes
the force is there,
dude. Sometimes they displace hundreds of feet, hundreds of feet, like at the base of the ocean, like. 2 walls of rock will move against each other like hundreds of feet and like flash like that. And
like the rocks will move that much?
Yeah, like along because there's all these fault lines that coincide with the. They're kind of like perpendicular with the mid-ocean ridges. They're really, if you look at a map of it, it doesn't really make sense. But all the mid-ocean ridges are like separated. It was just along the
Continental Divide. There was just like a bunch of fucking
Continental Divide goes through Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yeah, but
it cuts
like
the North America.
Plates?
Yeah. But yeah, the mid-ocean ridges are the boundaries below
of
the
plates.
ocean.
That's what I'm thinking about the continents.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
But it's super weird. But they're all on these like weird transverse, reverse faults. And they're super trippy.
I used to know what that meant.
So transverse will slide against each other, and reverse will slide up each other.
That is such a 6th grade moment right here.
Yeah, dude. Welcome back to Earth Science with Adam Ray. But yeah, man. So they displace a shitload of water, and then that water comes up as a wave, and then fucks shit up in Sumatra.
Yeah,
there's a really bad tsunami in Sumatra in like the 90s or some shit.
You get Sumatratized.
Sumatratized, bro.
Yeah, that's when you get like hit by a big tsunami. I just made it up.
Yeah, Logan, Peyton, thank you for coming on the podcast.
I appreciate it, Adam. We're happy to be here. Yeah, at the end of the day,
of course, of course.
I'm happy to be here as always.
You're killing it.
I feel like I really learned a lot about life, about rocks, about myself. I feel like I can re-listen to this podcast and revisit some moments, you know?
Some moments, some memories.
Yeah, take them with me for the rest of my life.
And maybe we'll reminisce on this in 5-10 years when you're thinking about college. You'll think about that Podcast Tuesday.
Podcast Tuesday. I'll like be like old and graying and look back and like, wow, look at that young child just, you know, making waves out there and
making waves.
Yeah.
I love that.
Dude, I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna look back as like someone in like 5 years, and I'm gonna hate myself. I'm gonna think I'm being such an asshole right now. I bet. Self-love.
Yeah.
To me, in 5 years, I hate you too.
That note.
Adam out.
Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace, love, subscribe.
Yeah.
Dude, can you hurry up and just finish the time machine already? We've been stuck out here for like a week and a half now. Like, who knows what the hell's gone on? You saw the dinosaurs. You saw the fighter pilots. Like, dude, I'm not trying to get caught in the middle of that again.
Dude, just because I took 2 engineering classes, that does not translate to me being able to fix the time machine. Just pass me that.
Here you go.
You trying to figure out how to navigate to the dimensional merge while I try to get the fucking hydraulic converter working?
I can try, but like, you know, that storm of psychic powers what broke the timeline in the first place. You know, like there must have been some major significant disturbance outside that caused all of this to happen.